One of the questions I often ask people when we first start working together is, why do you think you emotionally eat? Now, I hear many different answers ranging from sheer self-criticism to some pretty insightful understandings. So in this video, I'm going to share some of those answers with you and offer my perspective on what is driving most people's unwanted behavior with food. I'm Lori Montry, a trauma-informed eating psychology coach. I help you understand why you have unwanted challenges with food and teach you the step-by-step tools and practices that heal the underlying reasons rather than covering them up with a diet. Let me start by saying that emotional eating is a complex challenge that has its root in many factors. And we're not going to get to the bottom of this behavior in a 10-minute video. So I've created a series of free resources to help you understand emotional eating, how to overcome it once and for all without relying on willpower and control, which, as you already know, doesn't work. And you can download these resources in the link below this video. So let's talk about why you emotionally eat. As I said, when I ask people this very question, I get a lot of different answers. The first group of responses is basically because I'm a loser answer, right? And this includes responses like, I emotionally eat because I lack willpower, because I'm a glutton, because I'm too lazy to pay attention, or I just love food too much. The second set of responses are a little more insightful and compassionate. This group of responses might include answers like, I emotionally eat to soothe or comfort myself or to deal with stress. This response might also include the awareness that I eat when I'm bored or when I'm lonely. The third set of responses has to do with the physiology of why we sometimes eat in ways that don't serve us in the long run, right? People might say it's because I'm addicted to sugar, carbs, pizza, or something else. Now, obviously, there are many reasons why we humans emotionally eat, but the truth is, every single time you eat emotionally or eat to satisfy a craving, you're meeting a need. Now, this is the most important statement for you to take away from this video. Every single time you eat for reasons other than nourishment, eat past fullness, or eat foods that don't support you, you're meeting a need. That need might be psychological, physiological, or likely both. Now, if we can approach your challenge from that critical understanding, we can halt the endless battle of willpower and control. Because trying to use willpower and control to overcome eating challenges is a complete waste of time, and it detracts from the real solution. Willpower and control say, stop doing this, do better, figure this out. Why are you such a loser? And this approach never works. And I'm going to go so far as to say it's exacerbating the problem and keeping you from what could help you. By looking at your challenges with emotional eating, binge eating, and other food challenges from the lens of identifying the need that you're meeting, now this is a curious, compassionate approach that allows you to unearth not only the underlying reasons for your behavior, but also the real solution. And until you focus on the need that's present, and how you can effectively start to meet that need without food, you're not going to consistently change your behavior. You probably already know this because you've tried the willpower approach already with no result. People say to me all the time, I have literally tried everything to stop my out of control eating. Nothing works for me. And the truth is, they haven't tried everything. They've tried many different forms of control and willpower. Consider Connie. Connie grew up with a mom who was ultra concerned about her own weight and body. She was deathly afraid of having any body fat or what she considered to be imperfections. And as Connie grew up and started to naturally fill out in late elementary and middle school, Connie's mom began to project her fears onto Connie. She was forced to participate in sports and lectured frequently on the undesirability of being too heavy. She grew up in fear of her body, in fear of becoming unlovable. She felt that people's love and acceptance of her was dependent on how perfect she could be. And this was an intense pressure for a young girl that then carried over into her adult life. Sneaking food and getting over stuff began when she was about 10 years old. And this behavior It was meeting some really important needs for Connie. Firstly, it was meeting the need of making sure that there would be food and not having to eat in front of her mother's critical eye. The food was also meeting the need of soothing the anxiety about not being enough, not being worthy, not being lovable just the way she was. Food never told her she was conditionally loved, right? It was a reliable source of support, and reliable sources of support are needed. Her relationship with food, it was terribly disjointed. On the one hand, food was a resource, a friend, a way of taking care and comforting and soothing. And on the other hand, it was a torturer, keeping her a little too heavy to be lovable, which she so desperately wanted to be. And until we worked on understanding and meeting the underlying needs, the food was necessary. Connie had tried every form of restriction, willpower, and control, and her relationship with food was truly getting more and more dysfunctional. But by shining a light on the underlying needs, to feel worthy, enough, acceptable, the need for safety and comfort, Connie was able to stop using food to deal with her anxiety. The big picture solution to overcoming emotional eating really comes down to these very basic points. Number one, recognize that food is the symptom, not the problem. Number two, understand the need that the food is serving. And number three, focus on meeting the need instead of stopping the behavior. By doing so, the need for food falls away and you won't have to fight against it anymore. So how do you take this information and put it into some kind of practical use? Well, first of all, download the free resources below this video so you can get a better understanding of the comprehensive solution to emotional eating. Secondly, begin to see your triggers to emotionally eat as a signal that you have a need. Rather than fighting against yourself, get familiar with the underlying need that's present. The need might be to satisfy a craving, to calm your anxiety, to bring you excitement, to soothe your pain, to quiet your internal unrest, or some other need. Identifying it, getting to know it, committing to meeting it is the first powerful step to overcoming emotional eating for good and experiencing food and body freedom. So I hope you found something in this video today valuable on your journey toward freedom. If so, please hit the like and subscribe buttons so that I can get more content into your hands and into the hands of others who need support. And as always, I look forward to hearing your insights and questions below, and thanks for spending time with me.